as we, let's say, I would think a fair assessment because of all these recruiting visits going on through the month of June into July, that to wait another 3 to 4 weeks as guys, weed things out, try to figure out, what they've just experienced and who they're going to commit to. Let's say by early to mid-August, what would be signal success for you in regards to, and I know you guys are pointing toward the season and saying, hey, we got to play good football to hold on to these commits. But at least at that stage, what's going to mark success for you that it was a successful month of visits?
For the summer, you're set for
what's going to make you feel good about what Norvell and the coaching staff accomplished in recruiting this summer?
I think right now, Florida State, there's a few guys that have some dates set up in early July and some in the late June after they're going on a lot of visits right now that it's finally open. COVID-19 is still out there, but the NCAA has finally allowed recruits to come visit. And so I think after a few of these guys make their visits, there's going to be a lot of decisions coming soon. But I think for a few guys, definitely, in my opinion, I'm looking a lot at Jalil Skinner. He was, from what we heard, really enjoyed the visit there. He was with Travis Hunter. Arguably the best player in the 2022 class. And Florida State would love to bring in a guy like him. He was just, like I mentioned earlier, the number one. He's now rated the number one tight end in the country in this class. Florida State has been heavily all over him. That's a guy that I think would like to make a decision before the fall starts, if I'm correct. I might be wrong on that, but I do believe he wants to make it before the season starts. But I think before the season starts, by the end of July, I would say, before even fall camp begins, I'd say at least two to three commits that you've been targeting heavily. I don't think Florida State's heavily in the mix right now, but it's good to see. But Florida State is going to have Richard Young come and visit, the number one running back in the 2023 class. He'll be visiting on June 19th that we've heard today. So that's a big one there. And, Mike Norvell can really advertise and recruit heavily in the running back unit. He's put out some successful guys into the NFL. He can tell that to Richard Young and kind of work that kind of relationship as much as he can. That's one thing that he can definitely use to his advantage. But there's still other targets that Florida State has got to get after. Julian Armello was also here. He was kind of a surprise guy that arrived at the Midnight Madness, and from what we heard and different things and other interviews and little nuggets here and there, he loved it. He didn't think he was kind of shocked about how much he enjoyed it there. I still think he's an SEC lean, but having him actually be able to be there on campus, inside the more, be around the football program for that amount of time is gigantic for FSU and a legacy recruit that you need. That's a guy that is a necessity, just like a Marvin Shade Jones Jr., which we've mentioned multiple times the last couple of weeks. So I think 2 to 3 guys that you've been targeting, you gotta try to land before the season starts.
I'm going to pull a Logan who refuses to make predictions on the upcoming season as far as wins and losses. I'm not going to make any recruiting predictions. I'm not going to get the overly hyped about a 17-year-old and 18-year-old who hasn't made his decision yet. Let them make their decision in December. We'll have that special call-in show. We'll have that special show that Wednesday after signing day right here with Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Let's wait till then.